Good afternoon. Welcome to the Urbana Arts and Culture Commission meeting for Thursday, October the 11th. Tuesday, hello. I'm okay. It's Tuesday. Sorry. I'll get it together. We're ready to call the order, please.
Barbara Hedlund.
Present.
Dr. Bianca Bailey. Present. Lori Fuller.
Present.
Mark Anthony Macon.
Present.
Next, we have to review and have approval of the previous meeting from September 13th, 2022. Do we hear any discussion about the previous meeting minutes, or can we have someone say in support of the meeting minutes that they approve the meetings, and we'll need a second? No follow-up notes or anything? Mark, would you like to?
No, I was just going to approve and.
Great. Can we have a second, please?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. The minutes have been approved for the September 13th meeting. And now, do we have any additions to the agenda today? Okay. We're moving right along here. And we don't have any, do we have any public input that was sent to your office? I don't see anyone sitting in the audience to provide it. Nothing? Okay, it's been a quiet month. That will change soon, I know. We have a presenter today to present a grant presentation. We want to welcome Kelly White from 40 North for her reports on the arts grants from 2021 and 2022. Welcome, Kelly White.
Thank you, and thanks for taking the time to let me present to you all. Like Barbara mentioned, I'm going to be doing, I combined them all into one presentation, but I'll kind of tell you at one point when it switches over. But we wanted to go ahead and combine them together since they are related, because they both are related to the Boneyard Arts Festival. So we'll start with 2021. This was a brand new concept, and thanks to the commission and the grants, we were able to make it happen. What we decided to do, obviously Boneyard is open to everyone. Everyone can participate. Everyone can be a part of Boneyard. But we always kind of thought, how could we get it even a further reach? And so what we decided is we would partner with the Urbana Park District and their wonderful mobile unit called Urbana. And we would get together some projects and buy a whole bunch of high quality art materials and take these art materials, these creation kits, we named them Boneyard Creation Kits, and take them directly into some specific underserved neighborhoods in Urbana on Boneyard Day on Saturday. And so the grant funding was used entirely for buying the art supplies. And what was critical to myself and the Park District was these were high quality. These were going to be, you know, the best stuff that you can get. And also, if the project needed a tool like scissors or glue, or anything it needed was also supplied. So they weren't required to have anything in their home. It wasn't assumed that they had anything at home to work with. They could complete all the projects with what was in the bag. We also wanted to make kind of a variety of projects to appeal to different age groups. So it could, very young kids could work on it, but also some middle schoolers would also enjoy some of the projects. So we got some branded bags, and obviously you can see some of the materials there, some of the yarn, lots of permanent markers, stencils, modeling clay, lots of canvas panels, because the canvas panels were used for multiple different projects. And then each bag got all this material, as well as a very detailed project list with instructions as well. So as a group, we got together in our conference room and stuffed all the bags for 150 kids. And we also had cyanotype paper in there so they could experiment with it's the kind of paper that you take outside, and it's when you put the sun on it, it kind of creates imagery there. So Zentangle, we put in there lots of really great projects. Then obviously we packed up Urbana, and with all of the project bags. Also what we did was we made examples of some of the projects that then were on a display table in front. And we had a kind of a schedule throughout the day. Each of the neighborhoods had been flyered previously with different translations in different languages throughout those neighborhoods in hopes of letting people know that we were going to be there. And so we had tables set up. Urbana also brought some interactive games for the kids to play if they wanted to come over to the van. And then obviously handing out the creation kits to everyone. And then here you can see some of the different stops we had. And it was obviously wonderful to give out free art supplies to kids. It was great because some of them just wanted to open it right then. They just wanted to tear it open and let's just start doing stuff, which was great. So you can see there at picnic table, they were already opening stuff up and wanting to discover what it was. Some people really liked the bags as well. So it was great throughout the Saturday to stop in these different neighborhoods for, I think we stopped for about an hour and a half and gave out bags at each location. And then we also went downtown Urbana as well towards the end of the day. We were in downtown Urbana right there at the crossing and then also at the library. So there were other activities happening, chalk drawing, and then a live painter as well. And so we were able to hand out several of the Boneyard creation kits during Boneyard in downtown and at the library as well. So really a wonderful experience. We did get pretty good feedback. Obviously, it's hard to kind of track. We hoped that people might show off some projects. We did get a little bit of feedback, and people said they love the projects, but it's hard to kind of track what they made and what it looked like. We would have loved to have seen more, but you can't always find that stuff out. But the people we did hear from really did enjoy the projects. And I can't say enough about this crew. These are all the Urbana Park District folks that volunteered and helped not only pack the bags and come up with the projects, but also day of going around and helping distribute. They were just wonderful to work with, super positive, super excited, and we just had a great time all together all day. So it definitely was a wonderful addition to Boneyard that we then did continue into 2022 as well. So that is the grant we received. It was a Tier 2 grant that we received specifically for the Boneyard creation kits. So then the next grant, we move on to 2022, and it was also a Tier 2, but it was for the Boneyard creation kits in addition to just general Boneyard activities in Urbana. 2022 was very special to us because it was the 20th anniversary of the Boneyard, which is a pretty big deal, right? I mean, it's a very special festival to me personally, but it's a very unusual festival. A lot of people kind of expect a festival to be in one spot with some white tents, but Boneyard is special because it's everywhere, you know, and Mark Anthony knows that. And it can be, you know, people can pop up and transform a space. It can be in an empty space. It can be in a non-traditional space or a very traditional gallery. It can be everywhere. Anyone can be a part of it, any age, any experience, any background. So 20 years in, it was a wonderful year, and you could feel the energy, I felt. People really went above and beyond. We created a special logo for the 20th anniversary as well. We had the similar situation where we asked for submissions to be the signature artist, and Kim Curtis was selected. That's her piece that was then put onto the billboards and all of the different marketing deliverables. And then also we made a new banner with you all on the giant parking deck, which is always a great promo because we try to put it up there a few weeks before. And of course, that's a hot spot that everybody walks by, so it's a great way to promote the festival as well. And then our Boneyard quick guides kind of put on different areas around, as well as distributed to all the venues that register. We once again worked with the Urbana Park District on a couple of different things. Several years now, they have been setting up a show at Meadowbrook Interpretive Center right there in Meadowbrook, and they work with one of the sculptors that has created a sculpture for Meadowbrook, and then they either show the children pictures or the actual sculpture that's in the park, and they have kids from Urbana School District create artwork reflected or inspired by these pieces, and then they have a show of the artwork inside the Interpretive Center along with the artist has work in there as well. So there's an example of that. And then once again, we worked together on the Boneyard creation kits. We had not the best weather situation on the Saturday, so the creation kits were delivered. We changed it up a little bit. We went more through schools this time because it was 2021. We had postponed the date of Boneyard to the summer, and so 2022 was back into the normal April schedule like it usually is. So this time we worked with schools, but the day of wasn't the best. But we also brought them to the Culture Fest that Urbana Arts and Culture coordinated, which was supposed to be outside but went inside at the Independent Media Center, and so we had a lot of kids there, so we continued to distribute them inside the building as well. So there's a frame that they could wrap or decorate. There was this gratitude wreath that was made, beads, scratch board, all new projects from the previous year, but same situation where all the art supplies were supplied in the bag. Like I mentioned, obviously working with Urbana Arts and Culture Program, represent on the committee and everything, and so a beautiful culture fest that happened in Independent Media Center. It was supposed to be outside, but moved inside, but still was a huge success. It was, I don't know if anybody was in there, but it was packed and it was great. The music was amazing all day. They also had the gallery featuring immigrant artwork that they had done a call for, and then we hired the bubble guy, which is always popular. They had these little design a bone things that the kids could draw. It was a lot of different activities. There, a giant big coloring thing that people were coloring. It was a very celebratory space, and it was wonderful. So even though it had to come inside, it still was, you could feel the energy and the love for sure. And then another new thing that came about, which we were thrilled with, we worked with Norden, who had created for the first time BAM, which is the Boneyard Art Market, which we had never done before. We'd done some small markets during Boneyard, but they really embraced this with us, and it was a huge success. They did a call, and artists submitted, and they selected, I believe it was about 25 different artists, and they were all inside Lincoln Square. Wonderful art market, packed pretty much the whole day. Art Coop had marbling activities they were doing. They even made those cool pins and stuff with the Boneyard bone on it. All different types of artists, whether, pottery, fiber, stained glass, wood. It was a whole range of artists. So it really added to the Boneyard, because as people were going around to different venues, then they also got to experience 25 artists all in one space. So it was a wonderful success, and we planned to have that be a part of Boneyard from here on out. And then another couple of exciting things that occurred, which I also think are kind of going to take off. Mark Anthony's familiar with this one too. Michael Darren was on the Boneyard Committee, and so he had, I believe this was his idea, it was brilliant, through Japan House to be a part of Boneyard. They asked 30 local artists to transform these wooden Kokeshi dolls. And then they did this beautiful display during Boneyard of the dolls, and they were phenomenal. I mean, it was so great to see just the talent we have in the town, but just all the different styles, the different techniques, the different concepts people used. It was really wonderful to see, and so I believe that was also a great success for them, and so I hope that will be something becoming a Boneyard tradition as well. And then just a few other things that were exciting that occurred. This is what I love about Boneyard, right? We have a date, we set it up, we provide people to register, but it's so open-ended. You can really make into it what you want. And so when people develop new, obviously CU Potters, they always do such a wonderful job. They have demos. They had the special table just for kids. Fab Lab had amazing things, not only that they had made there, but different student groups had come in, and so there was a lot of inspiring stuff there. HVNT, right downtown Urbana, it's not there anymore, but at this time they did this amazing slam poetry night. I believe that was Friday night in downtown Urbana, which was wonderful. And then Cohen Building, if anybody got a chance to go in there, Matt Harsh and a few other guys did this just an amazing, immersive experience. It went late night, which was great. It was projections, it was music, it was art. And what was interesting is, we used to do a thing called Late Night Space in the early years of Boneyard, and this just felt so much like it, so it felt like just a perfect kind of 20th anniversary bookend. I don't know, it was just really magical, and like I said, people really went just above and beyond and made it a very, very special year. So I have a video of the 2022 that I can play, I think it's going to let me.
Is this the same artist that was at the art fair this summer?
Yeah.
Thought I recognized him.
It doesn't seem to have sound. Is there sound anywhere?
Uh-oh. Maybe Barima can come help.
Because it's playing, but it usually has music. of course, most important of all is to thank you all. Thank you for doing these grants and supporting Boneyard and, I don't know, just adding to our already amazing creative community. I think I mention this every time I do these presentations. What's also great about Boneyard is several of the other grantees are able to join Boneyard to do their project. And so that way they get a lot more extra attention and focus because it's conjoining up with a larger event. And so it's always great to see some of the specific grant projects and kind of involved with Boneyard, because I think it adds to it, and without these grants and without you all, that wouldn't happen. So thank you very much.
Were those your photographs most primarily?
Yeah.
They're wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful, yeah.
I just wanted to say that, well, first of all, thank you for everything that you do for the arts. But I'm just so happy to see that a lot of the initiatives you're taking are making sure that everyone in the community knows that they can participate in the arts. It's not just that a bunch of highfalutin artists are making some art to beautify your town. It's also like, yes, you can get in there and do that too. And especially with the youth, that makes me really happy. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And it seems like the projects are inspiring younger artists to do this in the future, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, we have to do that. We want them to, we got to grow more artists all the time. And I think, like what Mark Anthony mentioned, that's what I love about Boneyard is you could have done one painting and you're kind of excited about it. And you're like, yep, you can do Boneyard, just do it. And there's not many things where you can be a part of that. And so, you can be 10 and excited about some things that you're working on, and you can join Boneyard. So I think it's a great way for people, because as we know, it's vulnerable to put your stuff out. It's scary. And so when you can do it together with the community, all celebrating at once, I think it's a great way to kind of get that experience and get them, the emerging artists, to come out. And then they meet other artists, and then they start to collaborate, and it just builds.
And it brings a lot of people to downtown Urbana.
Yes.
Thank you, Kelly, for your work. It's very extensive. You guys covered a lot of ground, it seems like, and I like the aspect of this program being able to help entrepreneurs and like makers and artists, and showing youth like, hey, you can make money off of your ideas. So
Yes.
I think it's a great program as far as looking at it from like a small business perspective.
Thank you.
Well, I think giving the students, the young ones, or even established artists, that sense of pride too, that they can, their work is worthy and they can present it and have people experience it.
Exactly. I tell people all the time, validation with the arts is huge. Just to be, chosen, shown, somebody, purchasing something, that validation of something you created is, you can't beat that.
It gives them bragging rights.
Yeah.
Great. Well,
Any other
any
comments
comments?
or questions for Kelly?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming and all that you do to enrich our communities.
Yeah.
The check is in the mail.
I guess I could just take it. I don't know about the speaker situation right now.
There you
It's
go.
very loud, I think, at the moment, so.
Okay.
Well, we're going to move on to the staff report in just a moment, as soon as we make the transition. Stephanie McMahon's going to make a staff report.
That was there.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Wanted to give you all an update on a couple things as I'm trying to keep the doors open here. First of all, we still intend to move forward with the position. We're waiting for it to get posted, waiting for HR. So I will keep you posted as soon as that gets posted and available, because I would ask that you all help promote that when it does get posted, so we can get some applications in and get that position filled, which I look forward to. Arts grants, we held off the opening of the arts grants. Normally, that's October 1st. Some of the feedback we heard from partners when we were looking into this transition with Rachel moving on was that the arts grant open period was a little long, when a lot of people waited until the last minute to apply anyway. So we're looking at our schedule, and we're gonna have a meeting this Thursday. Lori's offered to come and sit into that meeting with us so we can take a look at the arts grants, see if there's anything in the application that needs updated or any changes we want to recommend, and then set a schedule to open that up, so we can all be ready to receive applications and help applicants with that application. Remember, we use an online program now called Neighborly. So this will be the second full year we've used that portal. So sometimes people need assistance with that. But it really works well in helping us receive those grants, review them, and hopefully for you as a board, or if you're on the jury for that, you can even jury them online. So we'll be using that even more this year. Some of the programming that's been happening since we met last, Sarah Buckman volunteered to move forward with the Poet Laureate program. So she updated the applications. We did open that October 1st. Those were posted on our website. We did a little bit of social media that those applications are open. We'll be doing more. So please invite anyone you know who is interested in being Poet Laureate to fill out that application. The deadline for that is October 24th. And Sarah has already, I believe, created a jury to review those and select a Poet Laureate. And I hope at our November meeting, we're announcing to you who the next Urbana Poet Laureate will be. That's the scheduled plan. So also, there's a mural still in progress over on Broadway Food Hall. I guess I need to drive by. I'm sure Eka is pending weather and all of that, but she's working on yet another great mural for Urbana, so keep your eye on that. And then Art in Transit, which is a new program Rachel started before she left, is due to be installed, I believe, tomorrow. That's going to be on the bus stop over by Urbana Free Library. Of course, that is always pending weather, so I don't know what the rain plan is for the rest of the week, but we will be watching that, and as soon as that gets installed, I will be scheduling a ribbon cutting with MTD, as they've helped fund that with the Urbana Arts, with the mayor, and hopefully all of you, so we can celebrate the first in that new program. I just outlined on my report a couple of events that are coming up. In case you're interested, we'll be promoting these on social media. That's the Downtown Urbana Art Walkabout on the 15th. That's some local businesses downtown and arts organizations that promote the arts in our community. The CU Folk and Roots Festival, which is the 20th through 22nd. Jazz Festival, which is 27th through 30th. And then just noting that the Rose Bowl, who had a grant from us this year, will be continuing their live entertainment through October 31st. So they've had a great season and done a lot for us. Also, after October 31st is when the Curbanas will come down too. So we'll go into winter mode of activities for a while for the winter. Just a few updates I have for you. I know some of you may not have received the email. We are trying to transition you to your city emails, and before all of those can go live, each of you need to set up the Duo security. If you haven't received information on that from Sanford Hess or from the city, please let me know so we can, or if you need help doing that, we can get you set up. And once he knows when you do it, I think he can see it through his system. And then once everyone has done that process, we'll start only using your city emails from there on out. As I mentioned when we started the meeting, we do have 2 open commission seats, which hopefully I can start getting some information posted on that, but that's a continuing kind of application process, so there's not a deadline or anything. So if you know anyone who would be interested in serving on the commission, please have them apply, and the mayor makes that appointment, but we can fill 1 or 2, and we also have a youth seat open. So please send people our way so we can have a full commission, which would be great.
We have 2 seats plus a youth seat open? Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Mhm.
That would be a first.
Yes,
It
we
would
have
be
it.
an inaugural position.
Yes,
for the youth.
exactly. And I probably should refresh my memory of how, I think they have to be at least 16 years of age. Do you remember, Barb?
I
If you
think
guys,
so, I'm not sure, I'd have to check it, but
I'll-
I think that makes sense.
okay. I'll double check the requirements of that so I can remind myself and all of you. So, do you have any questions for me? I expect our November meeting to be a little longer. I'm trying to get people in to do their final reports. That takes a little scheduling, and several people, as you know, are finishing projects this month. And so we'll get off the hook with another short meeting tonight, but be prepared. November could be a long one. Bring snacks. So, and I'm available if you guys have any questions, or to call or email me anytime. I'm glad to help. I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Yeah,
I have a
thank you.
question about, just not to delay the subject long, the program that you're using, the Neighborly program. I've been serving the last couple of days on helping with the school district, school foundation, with their grant applications in Champaign and Urbana, and they use a program called Kaleidoscope, which may
Oh.
be specifically for, educational purposes, but I found it very user-friendly to use.
Good.
I don't know whether you're happy with Neighborly or not, because we haven't had it that long.
Sure.
But I found that the program that we used, it was very user-friendly, and it didn't take long to evaluate things and then make a judgment.
I've heard really good things about Neighborly. I'll admit, I haven't used it myself, but our grants program uses that, the arts program does. Heather Ann is helping me out with some administrative stuff, and she's very adept at it, so I have a lot of people who are skilled working with me, but I want to be able to help people as they need it to get those arts grants.
Well, as I recall, it was pretty easy to use
Yeah.
the last time I used it.
I think so, and you can upload all of your documents to that also.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Is there any other new business or anything that anyone would like to share? I think we're basically ready to say au revoir. Okay, do we have to take a vote since we don't have a quorum? Or do we do now? Would someone like to move that the meeting adjourn?
I'll move that we adjourn the meeting.
I'll
Would someone
second.
So moved. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.